Salutations, Richard Gustafson back again with another fun episode of Richard Be Ranting. Now I'm going to let you guys know that at the end of the episode I want you to pay attention because there's an important announcement about this show, okay? So pay attention to it. Now, this week I'm going to talk about religion. I'm going to rant about it. Now, just like anything in the past 19 episodes of this show, I've showed you the good and the bad, even showed you the good and the bad of Aubrey Plaza, who I love dearly. Religion is not safe from it. Of course, I got to give you the old definition of religion, and it goes like this. Religion, a cultural system of behaviors and practices, worldviews, ethics, and social organization that relate humanity in an order of existence. Wow. Yeah, one of the changes is coming to that part. So anyways, like I said earlier, religion comes with good and bad. Now I'm going to give the good part first. In a New York Times study they did a few years ago, they say that going to church can actually help you lower your blood pressure and boost your immune system. Honestly, I can attest to this, right? Because I've gone to church services and I have felt physically better. My nasal cases have come up. What else is there? I felt very calm and at peace. Mentally, those things are still being worked on. Because I'm nuts, you guys. Okay. Another thing that also, too, about religion they say is good is that it's almost like got a good sense of community. It's like a support group, if you will, in regards to religion. Now, a religious support group I've kind of seen before is like the mafia. Only instead of the, like the mafia used to do and kill you with machine guns and bullets, religious groups go ahead and kill you with hugs and love. What I've also noticed too, that if you disagree with them, they're going to whack you. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. And of course, the third thing that's mostly what's important too with religion that's being good is that there's healthy behavior behind it. They have said that if you go to church and are very religious, you see a drop in alcohol use, a drop in tobacco use, a drop in drug use, which I am mighty fine with that. But for some reason, there are some people that will continue to use drugs, use alcohol, use tobacco, and go to church. What are you going to do? Church is there for the people that need help, okay? Yeah. Now, I mentioned some of the good. There's some bad to this too. Now, this bad blew me away. One of the things that they talk about with religion is that there's free will and God's plan contradict. Hear me out. If you have free will and you can do whatever you want, it contradicts apparently God's plan, because some say that God's plan is not free will. You don't have free will over it. It's God's plan. It's like God planted me here to record this show for your entertainment and you, the audience. Yep. It kind of reminds me of the contradiction my mom used to have. That's right. Back in the day when my mom used to tell me you need to speak when spoken to, I'd keep hush. And then when I was spoken to, she would turn around and tell me to shut up. It's a kind of contradiction right there. So, it's a weird contradiction. Another thing also too is money and time pursuits for the less fortunate. This one's a little bit of an iffy thing because I have seen some churches do very well with their money and their time for the less fortunate. Others, not so much. I'm going to get on the others that don't do it so much. Here's the deal. If you're sitting there and you're asking for money to help the less fortunate, but you're turning around and your salary's getting bigger and your house is getting bigger, but yet the people are going from less fortunate to lesser fortunate, that's a contradiction again. Again, with the contradictions, religion, come on. Pick a side, man. Pick a side. And the third thing about religion, as I mentioned about earlier, is that there's some people out there that will feel like if you disagree with what they believe or what they think in their ideology of religion, they're going to whack you up. Remember what I mentioned earlier? Yeah, that's that mafia mentality right there. If you sit there and you disagree with what a Protestant does, they can whack you. Well, not physically, but you know what I mean. Unless they do, then, stay away from Protestants. Anyways, there's the good and there's the bad with religion. And it's complex, guys. I mean, let's be real. Religion is complex. There's a complexion going on between what is good, what is right. And I'm going to say this. Whatever you believe in, whether you believe that there is a God whether you don't believe there's a God, whether you think that there's a higher power, or you don't think there's a higher power, if you feel like you're on God's plan, or you feel like you got free will, I'm still going to like you. It's just how it is. I mean, that's, I think, the biggest problem these days, is that there's some atheists that want to fight Christians, and Christians want to fight Muslims, and Muslims want to fight Jews, and it's just weird. Stop for a second and just look. Look at what you're doing. You're praying to a God. Or you don't. It don't matter. Alright. That is my time. And, oh yes, changes to the show. Here's the deal. Obviously, I've decided that, first of all, I'm going to move the day of this show. Instead of Mondays, it will now be Thursdays. Once again, when I mentioned last week, I went Thursday. That's what I meant. Moving the show from Monday to Thursdays. It's going to be at the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, 11 Mountain, and I believe that's 12 Mountain and 11 Pacific. I need to go back to school. So, I'm going to be moving the show to Thursdays. Also, there could be a change to the formats. Oh yeah. A format change. That's why I like doing that. Yeah, there'll be a format change coming soon. It may not be about topics that I choose. It may be topics about today. It may be topics that I look on the internet. Either way, the only change that you definitely will know is that starting August 11th, that's where the show will be from now on Thursdays. And by the way, there will not be a show next week. I'm taking a small vacation. Yep. Daddy needs one. Daddy needs one bad. So, I'm going to leave you guys. Take care. Love you. God bless.